Welcome everyone, this is Will K-Mac Vintage. I am back again today. I did my first live broadcast this morning, yay! And that was about 2.5 hours. If you want to go see it, it is the Color Classic analog board recapping and testing. To update y'all on that machine, um, it was very dusty inside, a lot of dirt, so I did a cleaning on it and cleaned out the two edge connectors, both the male and female sides of it and so forth, and that seemed to have solved the video problem and some other problems with it. But I still got a bigger problem right now with this floppy, and if you see, it is extremely dirty. So let's see what we can do with this. Maybe we can do a clean on it. I haven't even tested it yet, I'm afraid to. So we will sit here. Let me switch you over to the top view. In the top view, you still see me and you still have the side camera that I can move and bring closer to it if I need to. I need my Phillips screwdriver. There you are. So let's go take this case off. Now, I've already done some videos on some floppies and so forth, but it's always good to keep them freshed up. Show how it's going and so forth with it. Some people ask me why I don't wear latex gloves. I do have them. I do have them here, but it's just, I don't know. Guess I'm old school. I like the feeling. I like to feel the product. So, okay, here we have a plastic case. This is the Sony 31G. So it may have the, let me zoom in some more here. Y'all see my little new setups that I have with my cameras and even my new microscope and all that now, and that one has its good camera. Oh boy. Um I want to I want to wipe some of this off before it gets all over the place. Ended up finishing my can of air that I had, so tomorrow I'll try to go to the hardware store and get another one. I need to remember to keep this stuff in y'all's view. Okay, so now we have this outer case, and this is easy enough. This is just very simple. It's just held on by these little pins in there. I Oh, it's got to come out from the back side because there are some tabs up here, out on this side. This won't let it go out, so you gotta do it out like that. And there we have a very filthy fluff. You wanna see it's a bit better? Um, there we go. You can see how dirty this sucker is. It's really not that bad. I mean, it's just some dirt in it. But it's nothing that we can't deal with. I mean, we can deal with this, right? So let me put this this camera back where it was. Good enough for now. So what do we have to do? Before I take this apart, I'm gonna take my paintbrush, my garbage can down here off camera. You can't really see it, but I'm just gonna brush some of this dust off. Okay, now it comes back and it looks hell of a lot cleaner. Surprisingly, just how amazing a little brush can do, right? Now this has the Sanwa motor in it, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think is the smaller gear, the gear with a smaller shaft. There was no free 3D printing um, file for that, so I made one. That file is available on Tinker Different and on 68K MLA, so you can go find it there. If you can't find it there, then yeah, I do have some gears. If you don't have access to actually printing, send me an email at kmacvintage dot, that's CAYMAC vintage.gmail.com. Name, address, and so forth, and I can ship you a couple gears, 5 gears or so in the mail. As long as the shipping is not more than $1 or $2, I don't have a problem doing it. I'll even cover that. If the gears work good for you, you like them, instead of paying me, make a donation to the channel. PayPal is accepted. You don't have to. It's your choice. I don't want to get into the business of selling gears, but someone needs a couple. Now these are for the Sanwa eject motor. They are the center shaft, and the gear itself is a bit smaller compared to the other motor. Okay, so matter of fact, let's go take a look at that gear right now. I had another floppy that another collector repairer Mark from Canada sent me, a little transistor that I needed because I blew the one in the back. So he sent me an old drive that he had, and the little transistor is right back here. So I put that on that drive and it works, and cleaned it, so that's back in my 512 now. I still need to retrobrite that machine. So the other thing I want to do is, let's go ahead and get this spring off. Now how I do that, let me zoom, let's see if we can. Okay, so you see the spring right there. So I'm just gonna come down at the bottom. I don't grab it up here because I don't want to stretch that. Okay, I grab it at the bottom here and I just pull that up. Okay, that's it. Because if I stretch it anywhere else, I'm gonna stretch it. Okay, now the other thing with this, we notice here, okay, I can't, this has to lift from this side up, okay, it has to lift. So if you look at the other side camera here, you can see I have to lift this up, but it won't lift right now. And also, I gotta remove this piece of plastic here because that's what holds the head up. Okay, so once I remove that, now that head gone down and it won't interfere. But this is locked. Okay, it's locked in, as you can see. You need to try to, it needs to try to come down. Okay, and as it slides, you can see that is moving, And now you can lift it up. Okay, but it's easier. Once you have it down, then this piece here moves, you see. You can move this slide here to a certain extent. Okay, now over here you see a lock. You know, once you move that, that lock comes out. Now you can slide that up. Slide that up, and then you slide it forward, back a little bit, then it pops out, and this whole mechanism comes out. Okay, the entire mechanism comes out. I'm gonna put that aside. And we're now here with the floppy drive. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit stiff. But before that, let's go take a look at this motor. Okay. I hope the focus for y'all is pretty good. So let's go open this. Okay. I need to put my magnifiers on. I need to see better. Okay, so if we look at this gear, it's not this one. This one is okay. But it's this one. This is the one that normally breaks. Okay. In here, this is still looking pretty good and strong. Yeah. So I'm not really gonna change it right now. That's the gear that was in it. Now let me. This is the gear I made, I designed, and together with another collector, and it also fits in here now. Okay. It also goes in there. But I'm not gonna switch it. Like that gear looked pretty good. Okay, if we look at the two gears, people say that the ones for this one don't break too often, so that's why there was no 3D print for it. But I had one that was broken, so I felt better having a 3D and actually 3D design for it. Okay, so you can see that goes in there. Sits in there nicely, snug. If you want to see it a bit better, that's let's go to this view. And there you can see how well that gear fits in there. Rotates very well. Okay, and if I take it out and I put back in the original gear, there you are. You can see how that looks also. Really, they're about the same. I think the one of mine has a bit better fit, a bit better look to it. So then if we put in the other one, we see how they all fit in together. So I think that design of that gear is very well, very good. Matter of fact, since I have it in there, let's just leave it in there. Doesn't hurt to change them. So you lucky that you're getting a close-up view of the gear mechanism. Okay, so I will switch back to the other camera and we go back with this. Okay, so we have the gear in there. Let's cover that back up because this is done. This motor is done. It's still in the right position. It's still, sorry, it's still in the 12 o'clock position here. I'm gonna zoom out a bit because, I mean, okay. It's still in the 12 o'clock position, which is what it should be because when it rotates, it makes a full circle. So that's done. Okay, now what are we gonna do with this? Okay, I still clean it more. I take my tweezers that are angled. Okay, and I'm gonna come to the two sides of the shaft underneath this washer, and I'm gonna pry these up. Okay, why I do it that way is so that I get both sides of it. I don't break it, I don't bend it. It does bend, I mean, it's made to bend. See, like that one bending. But it comes up. Okay. Now I can take that out. Okay, and we can see the amount of dust that's still in here. Now, I'm gonna take this off camera again, over my trash can. That's all I'm doing, just with my paintbrush, brushing it gently. I don't have air. If I had air, I would be using some of that right now. Maybe I need to buy a little compressor, huh? Okay. So now that looks a lot cleaner. What do you think there on the side view? Looks a lot cleaner than it was before. Okay. Now comes Q-tip time and alcohol time. Not the alcohol that I drink. And Q-tip, alcohol and a Q-tip. And I'm just gonna clean off these areas. The thing is that you can see where this tray rides, this other tray that I took off earlier. You can see the marks where it glides. See here, here, and here, back here. So you want to try to get rid of some of that old lubricant that has become sticky and dried up. So that's all that I'm doing here right now, is to remove some of that lubricant. I had one that this spindle cracked. And I was like, oh damn, how the hell am I gonna fix that, right? I just took some super glue and glued it back together and made it fit very nice. With a very small piece of sandpaper on my tweezers, I sanded it down a little bit and made it flat and equal. And to this day, that thing is still working. I don't even remember what machine that's in right now. Okay, so I have that cleaned. Now I'm gonna take another Q-tip. I'm gonna go some alcohol. I noticed around his head there's a lot of dust too, so I'm not cleaning the head yet. I'm just going around it, and if you notice, I'm lifting that very little. Lifting it very little. See, that was just around the head. See that? Let's put some alcohol on the other side. And we're gonna clean the top. But again, I'm not doing the head, I'm just doing around it. Two had some dirt. Okay. Now I'll grab another one because I didn't want to mix, or I didn't want to do the head and the sides of it at the same time and transfer that dirt. Now I'm gonna take another one. It's very hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in some more and show you. Okay. All right. So now there's the head. You can see it down there. I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna rub it across it. Okay, so that's the bottom. And I do the same thing with the top one. So I'm gently cleaning the head. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you got that in view. I was, but it's the same way. You do it exactly the same way. Okay. All right. So we have that cleaned up. Now the bottom of this track. This is the one that rides and glides on this main piece. The bottom of it too. You can see where the gunk is. Okay, that's where the lubricant sits and collects. And I'm using the same Q-tip that I used to clean the actual head because it wasn't that dirty. The head's okay. Yeah, it's just a lot of gunk come off of that one. That one too. Okay, that's the bottom side. Now remember, we need to do top and bottom. Don't just do one side and say, oh, I'm done with it, because here too you can see where things sit. You know, this piece is a bit more easier, so I could technically just come here, spray some alcohol on this thing. I don't mind if the alcohol gets on my wooden table. It's fine with it. Okay, that's basically done too. Got dust balls flying all over the place. Okay, now this one too is a bit tricky. Done them like this too, but a bit more gentle because there are springs up here, like what just happened there. But it's okay. I know where that spring goes. So we clean. Sometimes I run these through the ultrasonic cleaner. Oh, I need to remember. I don't remember exactly where that spring goes. Put that away. Let me open this one quick. Give me 1 second here. I'm just checking another drive just to be sure. Damn it. I'll find it later. Saturday, I need to clean up in here. And here is very dirty. Time to vacuum this floor, although it's tile. I still like to vacuum it because it's very dusty. And I can get that spring goes in there. Okay. I thought. Okay. So if that spring comes off, again, grab it with your tweezers. Okay. And it has one side that's open. That goes in there. So it is in that hole. There's this little shaft right here. Okay. Yeah. There's this little piece right here. There's a hole in there, and the spring goes, and the other side goes in there, and then that way when this moves, it is springed. Okay. So that's where that little guy goes. Now, I have a coffee this afternoon. I normally have them. Okay, so now, how do we put this back together? Okay. Down here on this bottom piece here, I like to use sewing machine oil. See, all-purpose machine oil. Okay. Some people say, oh, use a silicone spray, use a silicone lube, use this, use that. It's fine. You can use whatever product you feel comfortable with. This is what I can find here on the island. And this is what I'm using. So I just put a little bit of it. Again, let me zoom back out because I'm zoomed in a lot. Okay. I put a little bit of it on my Q-tip. And then I coat the areas that I know where that's gonna run. So you see, I just put a little bit on it. All right, I don't need to put much because it will work its way in. So, all right. Now you see where I put them. Now I can also come on this side and put them on this. And if I just put them right where the pegs are, and a little bit around here. Okay. It will work its way. So you can already see how much better that's moving compared to how it used to move before. Okay, so that moves very easily. All right, now, oh, I have my little socket somewhere else, but it's all right. Time to put these back. Okay, and you can push them back down too with the same tweezers. Just come around both sides like that. Okay, if you want to see it a bit better. Okay, we'll do this back one here. Take one of them. I'm gonna put it on there a little bit. Just it's not 100% on. Then with my tweezers and my other finger, push it down along the sides. That side is on. Okay, next one. Let's go do this one. Same thing. We put it in the area. Tweezers. Push. Clips. Front one. And we're done. We got all four in. Look how nice and easy that is sliding. A little bit of delay between me and the time it does it, but anyway, it's all right. So yeah, the stop camera is a bit slower. This one is a lot faster. This Logitech and this Logitech too. This one's a bit different. Anyway, okay. So now two other things I still need to do too. All right. This was the one I had the oil on it, so I'm gonna throw that out. You're gonna learn. You're gonna go through Q-tips like crazy with this work. I want my goggles for this one. What I'm gonna do now is that this worm drive here, I'm gonna clean that. That's got a lot of caked on grease. See that? See some stuck here along the side of the heads. Okay. I want to clean that off. Now this head has, on that worm drive, there's a little pin on the head, and that sits in the groove of the worm drive, but you can still lift it up a little bit, and you can move it. Okay, so you can move that head around. All right, and then I need another Q-tip because I'm gonna go to the other side now. And this shaft I'm gonna clean. So I clean where I can reach, then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna slide the head back and get some other areas that I couldn't before. That's just with some alcohol, guys. Nothing special there. Okay? Nothing special. Alright, now I'm going to use the same machine oil. I'm going to coat this shaft with it. Not much. Slide it forward. Get back here. Slide it a little bit so I can get more back here. Okay, so that now is oiled well. Now, on this time, I'm going to put quite a bit more on this. I'm going to tap this worm drive with it. Look, if a sewing machine can work with this and it lasts a long time, floppy drive should have no problem. Okay, so we are good with oiling this up. Now what's left is this guy. Okay, now this guy here, I have a silicone lubricant here that I could buy, and I'm gonna spray that in some areas of it. Okay. Now I'm gonna move some of these around and work it in. The excess I take off because I want it to go under. Okay, that should be good enough. Now I still gonna turn it back around. Remember that we pulled it up from this side. Okay, we pulled this piece up from here and out. So we gotta go back in the same way. But before we go in, I'm gonna put this motor back in. It's easier to do it now. Okay, that fits in nice and perfect. It's the two black screws that you took out. Okay, so that's back in. Turn it back around. Now you can see how this works, how this mechanism works, how where the locks are, you see? You see that? That's what holds it down, that it cannot fly out. Same thing on this other side too. You see there is a lock there on top. Okay. So we're gonna this has this piece on it here. This shaft rides in this groove. The other shaft just sits in here. This side, one shaft sits in here, this groove. The other one sits in this open area here. So we're gonna take this and I'm gonna slide it in. Okay, so this side is in. Okay, but this side hasn't gone down yet because the shaft, the device will not let it go down. So okay, so now we can push that back and it goes down and it locks in. That's it. See? It's in. That's it. Okay, so that's in. We will now take our tweezers again. Again, I take this spring from the bottom, put it over that pin. Okay, I never stretch the main spring itself. I just grab it right where the piece is gonna sit in there, like that. Okay, so now that is in. We do this, we see? But before that, I need to lower it. Remember that piece of plastic we took off? Need to slide that back on with it down. We've got to put that back because the piece of the head, the lift arm of the head, allows it to slide in now with it down, and then when you push up, it will lift the head. Okay, so look at that. It pushes the disc almost completely out. That means that this thing is very well lubricated. Look at that. Just working it a bit. Okay, so we're good with that. Now, this is a 1.4, 1.2 floppy. For me to go test it in the Color Classic is going to be a nightmare. So, I do want to test it for you. Let's see. I have an LC2 here. Sorry about that. I keep on forgetting about these cameras that are overhead. Okay. Message come in. Who's looking for me? That's Jack. Okay. It's easier for me to test it in this one. Because it's a very easy machine to open, very easy to get to that floppy. I don't want any shorts. Okay, so I know that's in there. It already has a blue SCSI in here. A boot. Keyboard. Where's the keyboard plug? Okay, that. They're all over the place on these machines, aren't they? Power, let's see. That now I also need video. Oh. 678. 14678. That will give me video. Okay. That's already booting up. The main thing is to test this floppy. Okay, that's what I want to do with this. Let me see if I can get this camera. Sorry if it's gonna be a bit jerky around right now. I gotta untangle it around all these different wires. Oh, why is that saying no video? No OS. And it's got a SCSI in it. Got a SCSI in there. It's got a blue SCSI in there. It should pop up. The memory card's got stuff on it. It's blinking 3 times. So basically, I'm done cleaning the actually floppy. That's it. So it's cleaned. Now it's just a matter. I want to test it. I should have loaded a more simpler OS. All right. So what happened to my menu bar way up there? Anyway, okay. Let me get a. Where's my black floppy disk that I just had here? I was playing around with a 400K. Okay, this one here. Let's throw this one in here. See if it detects it. Drive didn't even move. Oh yeah, it's there, untitled. Okay. Erase. 1.4. Let's give this a name. 44. We can see it moving. And this blue SCSI is in here with just double-sided tape. Holding it down. There's a new version out. I gotta flash all these with it. Oh boy, a never-ending story. That's why I wish these were made somehow that you could. I mean, I have some of them that bought that I'm gonna try and see what I can do with them. Extenders to run this outside, and same thing with the flashing. There's somewhere you can put them on the outside. That way you don't gotta open up every single time. It's verifying. Must have found some bad sectors. Yeah, this disk, I've been using this left and right, and it's been all over the place. So we are good here with this floppy drive so far. Now, you may be wondering why I took the plastic case and put this in and that. It's for me not to get any shorts, for me not to get this too short with the metal here. Well, if I had it sitting on top of that. So now, I think this one has, yeah, this is the Apple IIe card. One of them that I have. I have another one, but I only have one set of cables. So I need to either buy another cable or get one made or make one myself. Okay, creating directory. Okay. Okay, that one done. So now let's eject it. There we go. That's out. 400 disk will not format in this, but an 800 will. I'm running. This OS will not do 400. Okay, so let's take this 1.4. Let's dump it. This 400. Let's do a format. Erase disk. They're gonna ask me what size. Yes, I want the 400 Macintosh. Erase. Now that should go a lot faster. Verifying. Getting pretty nighttime dark here. Create a directory, and this one should be done too. Eject disk. That's out. So we can dump that disk. Now I want to do a shutdown. I'm doing a shutdown because I'm going to take this card out. I can ask cousin put this one in here. This is a earlier version OS. Because I want to try a 400K disk because I still make those for my other machines that are older. Okay, so that's up. Let's stick this one in there. Erase disk, one-sided. Should go very quick. You can see that moving, right? So you saw me clean this drive and service it. It's not that difficult. It's a fairly easy process. You do need to be careful around some areas of it, but for the most, these drives are very tough. Okay, they're not jealous. They're not as delicate as a lot of people think. Okay, so all three. I was able to format all three. Let's do a shutdown. Take this memory card out. This one goes to my other blue screen. This one here, I don't know why it wouldn't load. I was pretty sure I put an OS on it. Maybe I didn't put anything on it. Maybe it's empty. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 flashes I think is empty. So I'll have to put an OS on it. So I'll leave this machine here. This drive is good. The machine is off. I can unplug. Okay, this drive is good. So all I got left to do is to put the metal cover back on it, which is this guy. Uh, Again, you want to put in the front first, okay, because of that lever, and then you can slide it back, and the back goes in. There's no screws that hold this in. It's got indentions that go in. All right. Then this is what has the screws. This will fit into here, nice and snug. And then this will get screwed, and then this slides back into the machine. So compared to what we started off with, this drive is now nice and clean compared to how we started at the beginning of the video. And it works, and we're done with it. So, folks, that's it for this video. This is how you service a drive and put it back in. Don't be afraid of them. They are durable. There are some other little things that you can do too if you have issues with it, like tensioning up the actually spring of the head and so forth. As I'll do a video on that as I need to, and then we come across it. This one is ready to go back in that drive, but I need to retro-bright the case and all that still, so I'm not completely done with this machine yet to put it back together. Logic board is good, analog board is good, but now I need to do some serious cleaning and retro-bright. But anyway, if you like this video, if you found it beneficial and it helps you, and click on that like button. If you want to share with others, please go ahead. Tell others to join. I am 5 members away from reaching 100, and I did my first live video today, so I'm happy. Remember the thing, if you want some of those gears, let me know by email, and I can send you some. And I can even send you some for the other motors too. I have about 60 gears of each type, so but I'm not gonna send a lot because I don't want to disturb other people that are selling them and recovering their costs and so forth. But anyway, you want to find out the info, go back to the beginning of the video and you can watch that. Anyway, thank you everyone, and wrong mouse. I need to use the Windows one, not the Apple mouse. So thank you, and thumbs up. Give me that like if you all like it. Up. Can't do a good view of it anyway. So everyone, have a good night, good evening, good morning, good day, good afternoon, whichever time zone you're in, part of the world. All right, bye bye everyone.